Hello, afternoon, third graders. Today we're going to be talking about how to set up your reader's notebook. You're going to have a couple different notebooks throughout the year, a math, a reading, and a phonics notebook for sure. We're going to start off, so make sure that you're using each of those for their applied purpose, okay? So the first thing we're going to start off with is filling out the front of our notebook. You want to know that this is your reading notebook, so I'm going to write on the top in front of mine, reading, and then I'm going to put my name, because when we come back to school, you don't want to get your work mixed up with anybody else's. So the first thing you're going to do is write on the front of yours, reading, and then your name. So make sure that you have that done. Next, what we really want you to pay attention to is that each time that we're working on something, we're going to be using a fresh page. And that we don't want you to be just flipping to any random page. We're going to go in order. So how do we make sure that we do that? Well, we're going to label and number our page numbers. So what I'd like you to do is up in the very top corner, you're going to start off this with number 1. So I'm just going to put number 1. And then the next page is the back of the first page. And so just in the corner there, I'm going to put 2. Okay? And then now I'm going to start the front page of the second page. So I'm going to say 3, just up in the corner. And I want you to do that. I want you to go through and number, let's just number the first 10 pages, okay? And then as you finish up, you're going to be adding more pages to that. So 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So I'm going to have 10 pages written down. That way I know as I'm working on my reading pages, my reading notebook, what page I'm on, what was the last page I'm on, and doing it in order. Because otherwise we end up losing pages and can't find our work, that kind of stuff. And we don't want any of that. So back on the front page, that number 1, we're going to use kind of the same format on all of our pages. And that might change as we get through to the end of the year and we are coming back here for hybrid learning. But for right now, we're going to start off with this by putting the date up at the top. So you always want to start off whatever date you're doing your work. So I'm going to start off by saying this is my date. And if I was going to do the work today, I would label the date 9, 10, 20. You may not start yours. I mean, you won't be starting this until next week, so your first date is going to be different than mine, but that's okay, okay? And then the next thing we want to know, so we're talking about our reading, what we're reading, and mostly we're going to be talking about what you're reading independently is what you're going to be recording in here, but sometimes we might have you record information from the work that we're doing, whole class instruction. So we're going to put down our title every time. We want to know what's the title of the book that you're working on, okay? And you're just going to write that across the top. And then the last thing we want to know, and we're going to be writing down, is this a book that is fiction or nonfiction? Ooh, sorry about that. That doesn't look very good. And then I put fiction and nonfiction right now. When you guys are writing your titles, you'll just choose the one. Is this your fiction book? Is this a nonfiction book? We want you to get comfortable in understanding the difference between the two genres. And we'll be talking about that more this week as we're setting up and doing some mini lessons. So this is our reading notebook. Our reading notebook where we're going to be talking about all the things that and doing our writing in here about what we're reading. Because research shows, friends, that if I'm right about what I'm reading, I remember it better. Okay? All right. Thank you. You rewatch this if you need it to help you set up your notebook. Thank you.